Good evening. Ira Epstein of Linn & Associates with your metals market wrap-up for this Tuesday, election night. And this is November 3rd, 2020, 6:15 p.m. Well, this is a big test for the pollsters. You know that? Nobody talks about that. They blew it in 2016. Did they get it right in 2020? We're going to see if their adjustment in their models worked, how that goes on, because that helps us on other elections coming up. All I can say is may the best candidates win, men, women, whatever, all around America. It's that simple. At the end of the day, I think you're going to have an inflation scenario. I happen to be watching today Cramer at the end as I was doing a lot of my work, and I'm listening. All of a sudden, he's talking the gold markets. Of course, my interest got tweaked. And then I fell off because he was listening to people on Fibonacci counts, which is one of those things that it's eluded me for 50 years. I've met with the best of them. In W.D. Gann, I've met with one of the women that was Phyllis. She was one of the best. Bob Prechter, of course, he's well known in this. But to me, it's a repetitive number game. And what he is saying is the cycles that are repeating are predicting that the gold market, if it can hold in the 1850s and not take that out, could be going on to the 2100 level. I watched it. That's what he said. Let's hope it is. I am bullish in everything that's inflationary. In other words, I think that you're going to be looking at markets like the metals that want to go higher. I think there's going to be money around the world on the second wave of COVID that has to be thrown at economies. And there'll be a point where we won't get a third wave or a fourth wave, whatever it's going to be. Science will step in. I truly believe that. But it hasn't yet. We'll see what happens. Tonight, well, your bets are, what do you think the market's going to say throughout the evening with Senate contests and with, I think, the presidency? You know, certain states will come in, other states it's going to take a long time. It's the most amount of ballots by mail ever, 100 million. I was one of those people that did it that way myself. And in looking at how this is all going, who knows where we go. I'm watching the energy markets, the API numbers tonight, very, very bullish, and almost, an 8 million net draw. That was powerful. The market is looking tomorrow, when we look at the EIA numbers, like a 600 million draw. So 600,000 draw. I want to get that correct. So this is a big number. I said that wrong. Very small draw. So we'll see what happens. But let's go right to the gold chart. You tell me the number you see the market fighting at. If you can't see it, you should turn this off. Look at the 18-week moving average of closes. That's what the market's fighting at. That number's 1911.90 right now. That's the battleground when you look at a weekly chart. As I told you, and I will repeat it again, this 1950 to me is the number you have to get over on a closing basis to say maybe we have ended this test and we're ready to start moving back to the upside. Conversely, if this market starts and gets back under last week's low, this is where you're at now, it would be a continuation of the break, because you're only at Tuesday, so you got a long way to go. That would be the continuation. So we have to see what the market wants to do, but this is a neutral zone. When I come to the daily gold chart, you have a lot of sideways action. You have been caught here just over the 1930 area, let's call it, to the 1860s for a long period of time. I had told you I thought the market might have, on the way down, this could have been a test of this area. The market decided to forget it. I was very interested in listening to Cramer because he was talking about the 1850 zone. And don't think I'm a fan or non-fan of Cramer. I do think the man is very brilliant. I don't agree with everything he says. I don't like some of his investing style, and I love other of his style. So it's like everything else, but I certainly respect him. When you take a look at what's going on here on the gold, we crossed through the 1930-80. So you have a lower low, and you ended this mini break that the market had of lower highs, lower lows. So I will say that this leg of a downside ended today. What will start it again, I don't know. Is there anything on the chart here that on its own can start a bull trend? Frankly not, because you've got a lower low and a higher high pattern. You need to alter that. What else happened? The battleground, as you can see, is the 18 and the 100-day average of closes. Now, we have a bearish crossover. You see it right here. The 18 is still over the 100, and now you're even lower. But the market is staying over both numbers. It's negating that. So you have to wait and see if the market wants to play around. What's the battleground? If you don't see that at 1906 to 1904.10, you're missing something. But that's your battleground. You've ended a down leg. You're in a fighting zone right here. The Bollinger Band, if you do rally up, will be, in my opinion, the major resistance at 1935.40. If you break hard, you have good support before you get to these other lows at the 1870-280 lower band. But I do think it's the 1904 to 06 area that a lot of fighting is going to go on with. When we look at slow stochastics, the momentum from that is up. So I have the momentum up, I have the bias up, no longer down, and I've ended a leg of a downtrend. When I say I, that's what I think the chart did. When the gold-silver ratio is looking, you can see you're pulling right back, like in that gold. I showed you the chart before, to that 18-day moving average of closes. So the market's just sort of sitting here, which means silver probably trying to pick up a little bit in momentum, and we're seeing that. It needs to take out 24.76 to negate its downtrend in a similar fashion that gold did today. Now that's still 14 cents away from this evening's high. The market had a test of the lower band in the 100-day average. As I told you, I think that the longer-term traders that wanted to go into the election had their opportunities to buy the 100-day average, in some markets the 200-day average, and they have done so. In the copper market, you have a lower low and a higher high. Now the question is, how good does the market do with China? China is the biggest growing country in the world. It's not the United States, it is China right now. What is their appetite? How are they doing? Will we get a COVID situation that gets more under control or not? How does that all play out? But if you're thinking that you're going to get inflation coming up again, and if you're thinking the world is going to see their economies pick up after the current round of COVID, well, this market's telling you, yeah, I'm thinking that too, but Dr. Copper, as it's called, is really just hanging at the 18-day average of closes, not trending. It's gotten lower and low, higher, high. It got oversold, it bounced away. It's not giving us much of a story tonight. You're still in the platinum market with a pattern of lower highs and lower lows, but the market is finding its support temporarily at the 18-day average. To break the downtrend, you've got to come all the way over here. Let's see if I can get you there right now, and take out 890. By doing that, what you've done then is you'd have a lower low, higher high as of today. Right now, all I see is a market that is sort of got the swing line down, the bias up, and momentum trying to go up. Palladium market, that combination of the 100-day average, lower Bollinger Band. I mean, if you were to sit next to me, and let's assume I charge you X amount to sit next to me for a day, and you would be able to learn the things. This is one of the things I'd be teaching you. You get down there, call it a day. That's an awful lot of support in the market. It not only hit the Bollinger Band first time, hit the 100. You don't want to hang around that market. It doesn't mean that it's suddenly in a bull trend. It's still in a bear trend. Resistance 23.36. But let's assume you came out here at 22.08. You're $100 an ounce over that right now. That's a pretty big move. In the dollar index, what did I say here yesterday? I said the first challenge of the combination of the 100-day average and the Bollinger Band could be it in the dollar. Well, take a look at today's action. It was. Wouldn't know that until today. So now you've stepped out of this uptrend that the dollar had. You've rolled over in momentum. On a closing basis, you have the close over the 18-day average, so the bias is still up. The swing line has been broken. Now the market is in a neat shape to look to see how the election goes and what it means to the U.S. dollar. You went neutral in the market as far as I'm concerned. If there's ever a time you want to get our market research on how the election's going to hit everything, this is how you do it. If you haven't tried it before, try it. It's free to you. You'll see what we send to our clients, all the reports. You can choose which ones. If you just want financials, you can get it. Just want metals, you can get it. You want to see the softs, the currencies. I'd want to see an awful lot in the short term because it's all going to be impacted by this election. This is a big boy election. This is a shape that America is going to take for the next 4 years, and who knows where it's going to take us, and I think it's important. So how do you get it? Just go to our website, free offers, sign up there, away you go. An even quicker way, call my staff at this number. They will pick up the phones and they'll call you back. Now, not in the middle of the night. I think you understand that. But they do pick them up throughout the day and they'll take it and they'll get you signed up. I saw a lot of signups happening today, so that's exactly what's going on. I'm Ira. You have a great evening. I know that I'm waiting to make dinner and I'm going to sit down and see the early results. I have no intent of staying up all night, but I will wake up through the night to see what the markets are doing. Remember, evening trading gets thinner. Be careful. I'm Ira. You have a good day.